Good afternoon and welcome to All About Animals. I am Sherry Graditor and my guest today is Diana Schnell. We have been here before. We are at the Equestrian Connection, which is one of my all-time favorite places to visit. It really is.
Thank you.
Because of the wonderful, wonderful things you do. And we're in a different place than we generally are. We are in the art therapy room, which, believe me, there is not room in this room for horses. And art therapy is not dependent upon the horses. But it's another therapeutic area for kids or adults, I would assume,
Yes.
who need the outlet that an art project, and that goes everything from Mr. Man over there to this strange creature over here and kind of everything in between. It's an outlet.
It's an outlet, and it's a way for people who have a harder time expressing emotion and thoughts, or who might even be nonverbal, to tell you what's on their mind. That's actually someone's self-portrait.
Oh, wow.
She's in a wheelchair, and that's how she sees herself. This was her friend.
Okay.
So it's very interesting. It definitely opens up a whole new world of communication for people who have a harder time communicating.
Yeah.
And their needs, their feelings, and what's on their mind.
And
So
you
it's
were
very
talking about the two young men who were responsible for the two pictures behind us, and she said, you said I can tell them apart? One of them is burgers and men and sex, and one of them is texture and gentility, and I know who did which just by looking at them. But they're both ways of expressing themselves.
Yes.
And freeing themselves.
Yeah, that's what's on their mind, and they have no way of telling the world that, except through this art. So I think it's very cool.
It is very cool. And in addition to that, I met your therapy dog today.
Sunny.
Sunny, who is a yellow lab, and he is here for people who interact well with dogs, and that certainly opens a whole channel of communication.
Communication, comfort, trust. He pulls some of the children in their wheelchairs. It's so cute. You know, and they just delight in it. Or you might have a child come in who's just not centered that day, feeling very anxious or having some issues, and they'll go up to Sunny, and Sunny will come up to them, and he'll just calm them down, help them refocus. So it seems like everyone, again, like horse therapy, gets something different from the interaction, but it's all positive.
And it's all the human-animal bond, both ways, horse therapy, dog
It really
therapy,
is.
absolutely.
Non-judgmental. I'm here for you. I trust you. What do you need? Cool stuff.
Yeah, really cool
Speaking
stuff.
of that, we
Yes.
had that with Can I Jump to? This was amazing.
Absolutely.
And I may have told you this your last visit, but I'll follow up to it. We have Lake Forest Place come visit us. It's a senior center. Many people in the program have dementia or Alzheimer's, and just great people. They come in. We bring Penny into the viewing room, our little Minnie, and they brush her.
Mini horse. Yes, let's let them know that it's not a mini
They
dog.
brush her. They learn about her. They, just connect with her. They just the whole thing. So then, and they'll also go out in the arena and maybe be lined up and brush, different horses. So last visit, a man in the program, 89, I believe, he was in hospice. And he said, I really want to ride one of your horses before I die. Did I tell you that
No,
last
you
time
didn't.
you were here? So I told my staff, whatever you have to do to make this happen. And they did. And we had a physical therapist there, Andre, our physical therapist, come and help him on his ride. And the whole group sat and clapped for him. And it was an amazing day. So I said to Andre later, what did he talk about? I heard you two talking. What were you talking about? I want to know. And he said, he talked about his childhood and riding. He talked about Buck, his horse. He talked only about growing up on a horse. I heard he passed this past week, and while I was sad, I'm going to cry a little, maybe not, it made me so happy that we granted his wish. And I just thought, this shows, people may say, well, how does that really help people that they come brush a horse? Well,
obviously.
Unbelievable that we could make an impact in his life during his last days, Amazing.
That's a thing of beauty. It is a thing of beauty. It's a heart-touching thing.
It's very heart-touching, and it just goes to show that there's just so many different ways, as you said, that animals connect with us, whether they're making us stronger, whether they're helping us learn about ourselves more, whether they're helping us with eye gaze or coordination or balance or strength, whether you're a 2-year-old or whether you're an 89-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what we
segue. What are some of the going on programs right now here?
Oh boy. We, couple things. We have an incredible increase in scholarship needs. All of a sudden. And I'm talking about people who are making less than $25,000 a year with maybe 2 or more children who might be disabled. Unbelievable. So our focus is really on getting these people funded and getting them in here because the current healthcare system has let them down, and we want to give these children therapy. We're looking into more psychotherapy. We have a psychologist, social workers, and working with girls with eating disorders, sexual abuse. Some pretty new areas for us.
And very heavy.
Heavy, but needed.
Oh, yeah. No question about it.
And
eating disorders has to do with self-image. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing better for your self-image than to feel good about yourself.
Right. And the horses help with that.
Absolutely.
So I'm pretty excited about that. And also kind of takes us into the whole veteran world. Working with veterans who have been in combat who are no longer able to work because of PTSD or both that and a physical issue, who need to have a purpose. So we're really committed to employing them here in some capacity, whether it's caring for the horses, caring for our new barn, our new stalls. We're getting a grant. We just received a grant not too long ago at the end of the year to build 9 new stalls for the retired horses, because Shiloh, our beautiful Shiloh, is still here. She's 31 and we want her to have a great retirement. And so we've seen the success of veterans working here, and so we want to take that and build that more and really see where we can also perhaps create programs for their families and really create programs that just aren't offered anywhere else. So.
And there are all the riding programs, and not everyone who's watching this has seen us before, so they don't know a lot of what you do here. And there's everything from autistic kids and kids who have a disability and kids who are physically disabled to the point where they have to be helped on and held on horses. And they say that the motion of the horse exercises the core muscles and is absolutely wonderfully good for these kids who are maybe wheelchair bound and not getting any exercise at all.
Keeps their airways open, helps keep the musculature strong there, where many kids have some illnesses who need that, or they'll need to be suctioned. And don't forget our adults. We have adults in a balance program.
I know you do an MS program. You do
it's called Balance for Life, and we've seen some amazing changes where they don't need their canes, where they're able to do some normal daily living skills that they couldn't do before because they lost their balance or they're afraid of falling. Baxter has sponsored that program. The grant is running out, but we're hoping to find a foundation to continue it because we've had over 80 clients in that, and it's been life-changing for them.
So you offer services from little kids, and we're running out of time, so I'm going to roll this out.
As little as 2.
As little as 2 and as old as 89 or 90.
We had
and perhaps above that.
105-year-old person.
Okay.
But they did not ride.
Okay. And some of them are riding programs and some of them are not. You also offer things like massage therapy for caregivers. Sometimes the
And
caregiver
clients.
needs a little relief.
And the staff too.
And the staff too. Oh, I don't blame them.
No, we have a great massage therapist, and she actually works on the horses too. I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
to mention that.
Hey.
So that's pretty cool.
Which is wonderful.
It is.
But the scope of the programs here, and it keeps getting bigger. And it's wonderful because this is, and I know personally one person who you have benefited incredibly
Thank you.
through a program that you designed specifically for him. The programs are wonderful. The facility is incredible. The scope from art therapy to physical therapy, therapists,
Therapeutic riding.
therapeutic riding, canine assisted therapy, programs for the kids, the other kids in the family,
Job skill training.
job skill training, all kinds of wonderful things. And right now you're in a financial bind.
Well, we're in good shape financially, but these scholarship
The scholarship
our
needs.
families are in incredible binds.
That's right.
And we're not going to turn them away. We're going to find sponsors for them. There's a woman who just sent me a form. She was raped at the age of 58, and she needs to build trust again and come out in society, and she feels the riding program with our psychologist will help her. There's a trail race, running race. It's designed for teams or individuals, so you get to have 4 people on your team. You run, and the funding will help us fund our veteran program. It's here at the barn. Audi Exchange is sponsoring it. We are going to offer cash prizes to teams because they're helping us. And we are offering any teams with people with disabilities or organizations who have people with disabilities, they will get a discount. They only have to pay $10 to run. And we're just really going to encourage getting people here to see what we're about, meet the horses, run on the beautiful trails here, and help a good cause.
All kinds of neat stuff going on. Diana, give them a number they can call for information, a website they can follow up on.
It's www.equestrianconnection.org. We always need volunteers as well. And you can find out anything you need to know about us there. Our number is 847-615-8696.
Volunteers and or donations, because this organization keeps rolling on and getting bigger, and it's really great to be a part of it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for appreciating it.
I love it. We're taking you to Save a Pet now, and we're going to show you some of the dogs and cats that are available there for adoption.
We love Save a Pet.
We do.